I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. In this video, we will understand a system formed by circle and lines. Circles will be transformed. It is a lesson with grade 8 student who is doing grade 10 mathematics. You can also get ahead and beat the competition by joining my classes. Our approach, engaging students creatively, helps them to understand the concepts and connect with the learnings. Join my classes, stay ahead of competition, and see how Abhinav, a grade 8 student, understands and solves questions related to circle and lines. Hi Abhinav, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, Abhinav. So today, what do you want to learn?
Like more word problems on like circles and quadrats and involving both of those.
Okay, that's great. So can you share with me what exactly you are doing, and then we'll move forward from there.
Yeah, 1 second.
So, question number one, draw a circle whose center is 3, 4 and passes through the origin. Okay, tell me, how will you do this question? Are you able to do these questions which you are sharing?
Yeah, a little bit, but it's like when it asks to find the points and stuff, I'm like kind of confused.
Okay,
Like it asks to find like the difference between points and everything. That's like kind of tough for me.
I see. So, okay. So, let's go through them and understand the concept. You are in grade 8, right? And for
Yeah,
you, this is a very tough thing, correct?
yeah,
But let's try to understand it. It says, draw a circle whose center is 3, 4. So normally, when we say circle, we have, let me just change the ink. So we could have x square plus y square equals to r square. And this is when the center is at the origin. Is it okay?
yeah,
Now, as soon as the center shifts, so let us say it shifts to point AB, so it becomes x minus a whole square plus y minus b whole square equals to r square. That is transformation. That
yeah,
means the center now is at AB. Is this part clear to you?
yeah,
We are going to use this particular equation to answer question number 1, which says, draw a circle whose center is 3, 4. And now we are given the center C as 3, 4 and passes through the origin. And we are given a point P which is at origin, correct?
yeah,
Now you have to find the distance between the center and the origin. You get the idea, right? So
yeah,
center is here and it is passing through the origin. So origin is here. You get the idea?
yeah,
So we have the point at the origin, which is 0, 0, and the center is 3, 4. So how much is the distance between the two? You can use the distance formula, right? And you get straight 3 square plus 4 square square root using Pythagorean theorem, and the answer is 5. So this distance is 5. Clear?
yeah,
And therefore, distance formula which you have written here, that is perfectly fine. That's formula to be written. And now we can get the equation of circle, right? So equation of circle will be, we know the center is at 3, 4 and the radius is 5, right?
yeah,
And therefore, the equation is x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 4 whole square equals to 5 square, which is 25, correct?
yeah,
That is the circle equation, which you could write in this particular case, right? So
yeah,
we found the radius. Radius was 5 for us. Write the equation. We did that. Now, part D is the point minus 1, 7 on the circle. Show algebraically. So basically, substitute minus 1 and check if you get y value as 7 or not. Is it okay?
okay,
So if I have x equals to minus 1, what do I get? Let me use a different thing. We have minus 1 minus 3 whole square plus y minus 4 whole square equals to 25, right?
yeah,
So that is minus 4 square, which is 16. So we have to basically solve for it. So we have y minus 4 whole square equals to 25 minus 16, which is 9, correct?
Yeah.
When you square root it, you get y minus 4 equals to plus minus square root of 9, which is plus minus 3, right?
Yeah.
So y equals to 4 plus minus 3. So you do get 7 as one of your answers, 7 and 1. So y value 7 is there. So at minus 1, we do have 7 as one of our answers, right? So we say yes to this, right? As mentioned. So all these steps are clear to you, right?
Yeah.
So can I erase this?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's move on and take the next question. Can you please read the question?
A circle is drawn to the points A, -2, 4, and B, 4, -4, are the endpoints of the diameter. Graph and write an equation for the circle.
Correct. So let's kind of draw these points, and then I'm making rough sketches here. You can make on the graph -2, 4, and 4 minus 4, right? So basically 4 on this side, -4 on this side, kind of there, and -2 and 4 means somewhere there, right? So we do have, so I'm just writing the points here. So we have the coordinate points as -2, 4, and 4 minus 4, correct?
Yeah.
Now, these are the endpoints. So first we have to get the center, which is the midpoint, right? So find the midpoint. Midpoint will be half of sum of x values, right? So -2 plus 4 divided by 2, and 4 minus 4 divided by 2, right? So that's the midpoint. So here we get what? 2 divided by 2 is 1, and that is 0. 1, 0 is the midpoint, right?
Yeah.
1, 0 is the midpoint. And so that seems to be the midpoint, which is at 1. Now we have to find the radius. And radius you can find half of the distance, right? So let's use the distance formula and then divide by 2 later. So distance formula, the 2 points, x value difference, -2 minus 4 whole square, plus y differences, 4 minus or minus becomes plus 4 whole square, square root. Calculate the answer. So we have what? -6 square is 36, plus 16 square, 8 square, 64, right? Which is 100, and square root is 10. So we have diameter of 10, radius will be 10 divided by 2, which is 5, correct?
Yeah.
So we have both center and the radius, which is 5, right? So 5. And therefore, the equation circle will be x minus 1 whole square plus y square equals to 5 square, which is 25. Is that clear to you?
Yeah.
So that is how we will do question number 2. Good question. I hope you understand all these steps.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's take the next question. Question number 3. Midpoint of the diameter of the circle is 5 minus 5, 6. So we know the center now, which is at -5, 6. And the point on the circle is -2, 1. Okay. So what they're trying to say here is that we are given the midpoint now. Midpoint, so this is a circle. And what we are given here is the midpoint of -5, 6. And we're also given a point on the circle as -2, 1. So -2, 1 we are given. Correct?
Yeah.
Now it says graph the circle, find the radius. So basically, let us find the radius from the points given, right? Let's say O is the center and P is the point given to us. Then the distance OP, which is equal to the radius for us, is how much? Square root of difference in x values So which will be minus 5 plus 2 whole square plus difference in y values x 6 minus 1 whole square root. That gives you square root of 3 square plus 5 square. Correct?
Yeah.
9 plus 25, which is square root of 34. So the radius square root of 34, we know the center, so we can always graph the circle, right?
Yeah.
To graph the circle, you could also find the point on the other side, right?
Yeah.
This being a midpoint, you can find the point on the other side. Now we have the radius. So we can write down the equation. Center being minus 5, 6. So it will be x plus 5 whole square plus y minus 6 whole square equals to 34. Correct? Square root 34 square will be 34.
Okay.
Okay, we've done this. Now find other endpoint of the diameter. How will you find the other endpoint of the diameter? Tell me.
Do you use the distance formula?
No, I'll show you a easier method. Let's say xy is my endpoint, right?
Yeah.
We know the midpoint. So we can say x minus 2 divided by 2, add them, should be equal to the x value of minus 5, correct?
Yeah.
So solve for x. X minus 2 equals to minus 10. X is equals to minus 10 plus 2, which is minus 8. Do you see that? How easily we got it?
Yeah.
Now similarly find the y value. We have y plus 1 divided by 2 is the y value 6. Y plus 1 equals to 6 times 2, 12. And y equals to 12 minus 1, which is 11. Is it okay?
Yeah.
So we get the other point as minus 8, 11. You see how easy it becomes using that midpoint formula.
Yeah.
Perfect. So can I erase this now?
Yeah.
Right. Let's take up the next question. So can you please read the question?
Graph and find the points of intersection for the circle and the line below.
Correct. So this is intersection of line, circle, and parabola. Very interesting. So graph and find the points of intersection of the circle and the line below. So the line is already given to us, and on this you'll draw this graph. Graph is given to you with center at 5 and 3, minus
Yeah.
3. As the center, as you shown here, perfectly fine, and radius of 3, right?
Yeah.
So we have center, which is at 5 minus 3, radius of 3 square, which so radius is 3. So we have radius of 3. So once you draw, line is given to you already on the graph paper, right? You can now find graphically the solution of the equation. Correct?
Yeah.
You can also do one thing. You can find the equation of the line and find algebraic solution. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, so question number 1 is straightforward. Graphing question. I'll leave it to you.
Okay.
You do have two solutions here, 2 and minus 3 and 5 and 0.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see the next question.
Okay.
Can you please read?
On the set of axes below, graph the systems of equations. How many solutions are there? Show algebraically that the point 0, -2 is a solution to the system of equations.
Okay. So it says on the same axis, we are given both the equations, right?
Yeah.
So when you're given both the equations, we can always do the second part easily, which is show algebraically that the point 0 minus 2 is a solution to the system of equations. So plug in 0 and minus 2. If left side equals to right side, For both the equations, it is a solution, correct?
Yeah.
So that is clear. Now, on the set of x's below, graph the system of equations. So you have drawn a graph. How many solutions are there? So that is kind of very critical. So when you graph, you can figure out, do we have one solution or do we have two solutions, right? Or no
Yeah.
solution. Now, algebraically, let us figure out how do we find the solution. Can you do that part?
No, that's what I need help with algebraically.
Yeah, that is difficult. So we already have this equation, which is x plus 3 whole square plus y minus 2 whole square equals to 25. And we are given an equation, which is 2y. What is it? 2y, right?
Yeah.
Plus 4 equals to x. So x is 2y plus 4, right?
Yeah.
So we'll make the substitution for x, which is 2y plus 4. So we get 2y plus 4 plus 3 whole square plus y minus 2 whole square equals to 25, correct? Open the
Yeah.
bracket. First, let's simplify it further. 2y plus 7 whole square plus y minus 2 whole square equals to 25. So when you square this, you get a, you remember a plus b whole square formula?
Yeah.
What is it?
A plus b squared equals a squared plus 2a plus b
Correct.
squared.
Expand. So you get 4y square plus 2ab means 4 times 7, 28y plus 49, right? 7 square. And here we get y square. I'm writing here plus y square and minus 2 times 2 is 4, 4y plus 4 equals to 25. That is what we get. Now you simplify. So we get 5y square and we have plus 24y. And when you add this, you get 53 equals to 25, right? That is what you get. 5y square. So bring all the terms together and then use quadratic formula. You could factor also. 5y square plus 24y and plus 53 minus 25 equals to 0. 5y square plus 24y. And how much do you get? This is 13 minus 5, 8, 28 equals to 0. Correct?
Yeah.
Now you could use a quadratic formula to find the value of y. That'd be easy. Or you could factor also. Correct?
Yeah.
Now, since the solution was already given to you, you already checked that 0 is a solution. What? Minus 2 y value, right? Minus 2 y value is a solution. So you could try this. Minus 2 is one of the factors for this. Use quadratic formula. That is best, right? So let's
Yeah.
write y equals to 24 with minus sign plus or minus square root of b square, which is 24 square. Big numbers minus becomes, we write plus 4 times 5 times 28. Divide by 2 times 5, which is 10. So I'd like you to use calculator. Tell me the two answers for this.
Okay. I don't have a calculator right now.
Oh,
Mine has no charging.
okay. So 28 is here, right? Let's calculate. So we have minus 24 plus minus. Let me work out the square root. So we have 24 square plus 4 times 5 plus 4 times 5 times 28, which is 1136, and square root of 1136 is 4 square root 71 over 10. That doesn't give us that answer. So some calculation mistakes have happened, it seems. Correct? Because square root 71 I got, which is not going to get cancelled. So we'll not get a round number of minus 2, right?
Yeah.
Let's check our calculations. So 2y plus 4 is x value. 4 plus 3 is 7, 25, 4 square, 2ab, 4 times 7, 28, 49, y square minus 4y plus 4, 5, 28, 24, 4, 49 plus 4, 53 equals to 25. Now, 53 minus 25 is what? 28 plus 20. Oh, okay. This was, I should have written plus 28, sorry. I wrote minus 28 here. Plus 28, but this is minus, so that is 25. So it is, wait, 24 square, inside it was minus here. Minus, within bracket, 4 times 5, 4 times 5 times 28 equals to 16. Yeah, now it's okay. I made a mistake in calculation. I wrote minus 28 here, right? So this is square root of this is 4. So there are two answers, right? Okay. Let me write like this now. So we have two values. One is minus 28 over 10, and the other value is minus 20 over 10. So which is minus 2, and this is minus 2.8. Is it okay?
Yeah.
So there are two y values. These are y values. And you can now find the x value. X is equals to 4 plus 2y. So for 2.8, which is minus 2.8, so we get x equals to 4 plus 2 times minus 2.8. Calculate. So 4 minus 2 times 2.8, which is in decimals minus 1.6. Correct. So we get two solutions. Minus 1.6 is the other x value.
Okay.
So we get x value of minus 1.6 and the y value of minus 2.8. And one of them, 0 and minus 2, is already given to you. So those are the two solutions for this particular question, correct?
Yeah.
So I made a mistake here. This should have been plus. I wrote minus here, and that made a problem, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that's clear. So this is minus here, and therefore we get this. So you have to be, when you do these calculations, a bit careful. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Now, next question. Can you please read the question?
Solution to the following systems of equations. X squared plus y plus 4 squared equals 16. X equals negative 4.
Yeah, just plug in negative 4, find the value of y, correct? So let's try to do this. So we have x squared plus y plus 4 whole square equals to 16. X equals to minus 4. X equals to minus 4. So let's plug in minus 4 here. Plus y plus 4 whole square equals to 16. So minus 4 square is 16. That means y plus 4 whole square is 0. And that means y plus 4 equals to 0, or y equals to minus 4, correct?
Yeah.
So the point here definitely is 0 and minus 4. So state the solution to the following system of equation. X is minus 4. Sorry, y is also minus 4. We're trying to say y is also minus 4. So when x is minus 4, y is minus 4, correct? So the point is this. Is it clear?
Yeah.
State the solution of the following system. Okay, that's fine. What kind of line is x equals to minus 4?
A vertical line.
Okay, x equals to minus 4 is a vertical line as shown here. And in this particular case, you get only one solution, right?
Yeah.
So it is also a tangent line. So we'll say vertical line tangent to the given circle. Is that clear?
Yeah.
And it is tangent at x is minus 4 and y is also minus 4. You see that?
Yeah.
Correct. So that is how you are going to write down the answer. It is definitely a vertical line, but it's also tangent to the circle, right?
Yeah.
In the given scenario. So that's good. So I think we did very good questions till now. Are all the concepts clear to you so far?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, let's move on. Take more.
I mean, there's like a couple other questions on like more like on the quadratic side and velocity
Yeah.
for
No problem. Just take them. Yeah.
these are like kind of challenging for me.
Yeah, there must be. Yeah, they're not easy. Okay, so question number 1. Can you please read the question?
The towers of a suspension bridge are 900 feet apart and rise 162 feet higher than the road. Suppose that the cable between the towers has the shape of a parabola and is 4 feet higher than the road at the point halfway between the towers. How high is the cable when it is 130 feet away from the center?
So we are assuming this to be a parabola. So parabola is also symmetric. So in the center, we are saying, suppose that the cable between the two towers has the shape of a parabola and is 4 feet higher than the road, right? So the road is okay, and on the side rises 162 feet higher than the road. So this is your road. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Correct. 4 feet higher in the center. How high is the cable when it is 130 feet away from the center? So from the center, we want to keep it 130 feet, right? So 900 means 450 in all. Let's say this is somewhere here, right? So
Yeah.
this distance from the center is 130. Is it okay?
Yeah.
We want to find how high is the cable. So how high from the road, correct?
Yeah.
That is the question. So in such questions, what we could do is we can find the equation of this circle, parabola,
Okay.
correct? And
Yeah.
then thereafter, we can answer the question. Now, you know these 2 points, correct?
Yeah.
And you know the center point also. So in this parabola, you know a couple of points, and that is the value 0, 162, 0, 162, and 900, 162. And the vertex is at 450, height of 4. Is it okay?
Yeah.
So these points are given to you. You can always use the vertex form to get the equation, correct? Because your
Yeah.
vertex now is at 454, correct?
Yeah.
So we can write the equation as y equals to a times x minus 450 whole square plus 4, correct? To find the value of a, we could use 0, 162. So 162 equals to a times, when I put 0 here, I get 450 square plus 4. So bringing 4 to this side, I get 162 minus 4 equals to 450 square, okay, a. So a value is 162 minus 4 is 158 divided by 450 square. Is it okay?
Yeah.
So let's calculate. This value, calculator gives me 79 over 101, 250.
Okay.
So now we have the equation of a parabola. Now when you say, how high is the parabola when it is 130 feet away from the center? So it could be either way, right? 130 feet. So the distance, if I am taking the distance from here, it could be 450 plus or minus 130, right? Anywhere, right? Will give me the same value. So if I do minus 130, so I get what? I get 4 take away this 320, correct?
Yeah.
So let's put 320 as the value of x and calculate. So we have y equals to a value of 79 over 101, 250 times with an x value is 320 minus 450, which will be 130, right?
Yeah.
Now use calculator once again and find the answer. So I have already this value. I'm multiplying this by, so obviously 120 minus 450 is going to be 130. So I'm multiplying this by 130 square. And then to this, I'm going to add 4.
Yeah.
So I get 17.18. How many decimal places you need? So I'll just round it to 17 feet. Is that clear to you?
Yeah.
So that is how we could actually solve this particular question. So first step should be find the equation of parabola.
Yeah.
Then you can substitute, figure out the distance, actual distance from the origin, right?
Yeah.
Which is going to be 450 minus, I mean, you have to figure this out, right? This difference, right?
Yeah.
So then you can get your right answer. Perfect.
Yeah. But for
Okay.
the vertex, couldn't you also make it a 0 for?
Oh yeah, I will tell you that method is very good. We could think like this, that this is like the intercept form, right? So we have one intercept at x. We can use this. One intercept at x, correct?
Yeah.
And the other intercept at x minus 900, correct?
Yeah.
And the whole thing has actually minus, we will put a here. We have to find what a is, correct?
Yeah.
Of course, a will be negative. And the whole thing has moved 620 feet above. You get the idea?
Yeah.
Plus 162. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That is equals to y. We could use intercept form also. Think like this, that this was current like this, okay? You get the idea?
Yeah.
Assume this to be here to give you this part of the equation and then add 162 to put it up and then solve. You could do that, correct?
Okay.
But the vertex form in this condition, since you are given the center point, is better.
Okay.
Next question. Can you please read the question?
Congruent squares with side lengths of x are cut from the corners of a 14-inch by 28-inch piece of cardboard to form an open box. Which equation models the volume y of the open box after the corners are cut away? What is the max volume?
Correct. Another very interesting question. So first thing is you have to understand the diagram. So you have a rectangular box, 14 inch by 28 inch, right? So let us say something like this, correct? And from each side, you are cutting x units length, right? So let's say, let me draw this first. So basically, you are cutting this portion away. You understand?
Yeah.
And then you can fold it to make it an open box. So 14 by 28 is the dimension of this, right? So this was initially 28 and this was initially 14. Now when you cut away, then what remains is 28 minus how much? Tell me.
1/28?
No, 28 minus 2x. Because we have deducted or cut away x from each. Do you see that
Oh,
x? And the height will be 14 minus 2x.
yeah.
Height will be x. You see that? When you make it a box, the height is going to be x, correct?
Yeah.
So now, congruent squares with side lengths of x are cut from the corners of 14-inch by 28-inch piece of cardboard to form an open box. This equation models the volume y of the open box after the corners are cut away. So volume y will be equal to what? Product of length and width of the base, which is 28 minus 2x times 14 minus 2x times the height, which is x. You see that?
Yeah.
So y for the open box. What is now? We have to find what is the maximum volume. This is what you have to find, correct?
Yeah.
You got the equation?
Yeah.
How will you find maximum volume? Tell me.
You just multiply it?
Okay, try to do it. Let me simplify this equation taking 2 common, right? So 2
Yeah.
from here and 2 from here, 4 common. So I write 4x here first. Dividing by 2, I get 14 minus x times 7 minus x. Okay, now figure out the answer.
I got 4x cubed minus 104x squared plus 392.
Okay, so you multiplied and expanded all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So for a cubic equation, how will you find the maximum volume? You have restrictions here, right? The x value has to be less than 7, right?
Yeah.
So what do you understand here is that x is, of course, greater than 0, but less than 7, right?
Yeah.
So since you do not know derivatives, we normally use it in calculus. What you could make is, for different values of x, calculate the volume. Make a table.
Okay.
So let's take values of x and find the volume, which is 4x times 14 minus x times 7 minus x. Is it okay?
Yeah.
So if you put x as 1, what do you get? So make a table, right?
Yeah.
And tell me the values.
Okay.
Of course, with 7, you get 0, right?
Yeah. For x is 1, I got y is 312.
Correct. Continue.
Okay.
Inch cube.
And then for x is 2, I got y is 480. For 3, I got 522. And then for 4, I got 480.
So clearly you got one solution, which is 522 for x equals to 3. Does it make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is one good answer. But what you could do now is you could try the value 2.5 and 3 point, because it went higher, right?
Yeah.
So try a value which is 2.5 and see what you get.
Okay.
So we are converging to the result. Most probably it is 3.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, for 2.5, I got 517.5.
So it is closer to 522, but not that much, right? So clearly we do have a turning point at 3, which is like 522. Is that clear to you?
Yeah.
Correct? So at present, we will say the answer is 3
Okay.
inches. Correct? What is the maximum volume? 522 cubic inch.
Okay.
Because from what you know at present, this is our best way to find the solution. Correct?
Yeah.
So I think we have learned a lot of concepts moving forward. Yeah. Is this point clear to you?
Yeah.
Very good. And can you tell me why we only tried numbers from 1 to 7?
Because 7 is the max. It's between 0 and 7. 7 is the max.
If you even if you see, if I go x halfway, right? After that, I cannot go, right? Half of 14, which is my shorter length width, correct?
Yeah.
So that was my limit. And at 7, I get a value which is 0. So clearly, what we have is I know it's a cubic function, but in this portion, it is kind of going to the maximum value, which is at 522, right? So we
Yeah.
did try some values on nearby area just to check whether they are, lower or not. And we did figure out that at 2.5, it was slightly lower. So we assume that at 3, we have the maximum value of 522. Is that clear to you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So, last question we'll do, question number 3. Can you please read and try it?
A woman falling from a building is modeled by the equation h equals negative 16t squared plus 300. Superman makes a path modeled by the equation 100t plus 3h equals 600. Will he get to her before she hits the ground? If so, at what height and time?
What do you think we should be doing with it?
We plug in for h.
Okay, that's correct. So try it out. So I'm just sketching the diagram. The woman is falling from a building, which is modeled like so. 300 is she's just falling, right?
Yeah.
And minus 16t squared. So that means the highest initially when t is 0, we have 300 as the height, right? As the value of t increases, the height decreases, correct?
Yeah.
So that is the kind of parabola. And we know it will hit the ground at what time. So hitting the ground will be height is 0, right? 0 equals to minus 16t squared plus 300.
Yeah.
So t is equals to 300 over 16 square root. approximately 4.33.
Okay.
Your question actually is Superman makes a path modeled by the equation. So the equation is 100t plus 3h equals to 600. So it is 100t plus 3h equals to 600. So t is the independent variable. We can write 3h equals to 100t I minus 103 plus 600 and dividing by 3 h equals to minus 100 over 3t plus 200, right?
Yeah.
So this height is 300. This is, and for the Superman, you can also find when is height 0, right? So if height is 0, we can find t is how much, right?
Yes.
T is equals to 600 by 100, which is 60.
Like more about holes on irrational functions.